I've got a conundrum. That means a problem. I've got a problem. I'm really thirsty, but I don't know which cup to use. I'm so thirsty, and that means that I want a really big drink. I want to drink lots and lots. Which cup shall I use if I want to drink lots and lots of water, the most water that I can using cups? Can you see which cups I've got here? I've got 3 different size cups. I've got a pink cup, a green cup, and a clear cup, or a glass. They're glasses, aren't they? So, I am really thirsty. Which cup should I use, reception? Tell me, what do you think? Which cup should I use? Okay, I can hear lots of interesting answers. Let's have a go at putting them in order, in size order. Which cup do you think I should use if I want to drink the most water? What do you think? This one? This one? Or this one? I think that you're probably saying that you think I should use this cup if I want to drink the most water. And I do, because I'm really thirsty. So I'm going to put that one here. Which cup do you think I should use? Which cup do you think I would use if I wasn't thirsty and I just wanted a small drink? If I wanted to drink the least amount of water, which cup should I use? This one or this one? What do you think? I bet most of you are saying the pink one. Okay, so that's the one that I'd use if I wanted the smallest amount to drink. And this is the cup I'd use now, because I'm really thirsty, if I wanted the most amount to drink. And this one is in between, isn't it? So this is the middle amount. So this is if I wanted a medium amount to drink, if that makes sense. So it's in between the smallest amount and the biggest amount of water. So you're saying that you think this has the biggest capacity. There's that word again. And remember, that just means how much a container can hold. And this one's got the smallest capacity. Okay, right, well, that is all well and good, reception, but how are we going to test it? Because we can say that, but we don't know, because we've been wrong before. Don't you remember our other containers we looked at? There's us saying, oh, well, this one's definitely bigger, this one's definitely bigger. We tested it, and they're exactly the same. So we're definitely going to need to do some testing now, I think. So how could we test it, reception? What could we do? Have a think. How could we test which one holds the most water? Have a think, have a chat, and then we will do it. We will test it. Well done. Okay, were you thinking that we could use our cup again? Yeah, good idea. Doesn't have to be the same cup you used before. In fact, I might get a new, smaller cup. Remember, as long as it's the same cup that we use for each of our containers, then we know it's going to be a fair test. So I'm going to get this one. Okay. So this is a different shaped cup, but it just goes into my pot a bit nicer, my pot of water. Obviously you can use the tap, can't you? And pour it in from the tap, because that's much easier. Okay, so are you ready? So should we do this one first? The one that we think is going to hold the most water, we'll do that one first. And I think we should write them down, because I don't have a very good memory, and I always find when I do experiments, I need to write down my results and my answers so I can check them at the end. Okay, you ready to help me count? Off we go. Remember, do I fill this up this much? Or right to the top? Yes, every time right to the top. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, I think 3 and a half. And the reason why I think 3 and a half is because, can you see this now? To fill this container to the top, to fill this cup to the top, I've only used half of my pouring cup. Can you see it's half full? So 3.5. 3.5 cups. So the one we think, clear one, we used, I've just put in clear, so I know that's the clear cup, clear glass. 3.5. 3.5. That's how we write a half. But don't worry about that too much, as long as you can remember. So 3.5. So let's test the green one now. Are you ready? Count with me. I have to make sure this is full up to the top. Exactly. My pouring cup must always be filled to the top. 1. 2 exactly. Just about. Did you see how carefully I poured that? I poured it slowly so that I didn't overfill the cup, and then I would lose count of how many of these pouring cups were in this one. So that was 2 exactly. So let's write that down. So that's green. G-R-E 2. 2 what? 2 bananas? 2 donuts? Miss Rasho's the donut because she's just put numbers there. So it was 2 pouring cups. So 2 cups. And the first one was 3.5 cups. So remember, what you're using to measure with, so we're using this pouring cup to measure with, we need to make sure we write that onto our results. Because otherwise we'll look back and we think, oh, maybe we could squeeze 2 donuts in that glass. No, it wasn't 2 donuts, was it? It was 2 pouring cups full of water. Right, last one then. Ready to help me count? Fill the pouring cup up to the top. Well done. 1. 2. That one is 2 as well. 2. Okay, let's write that down then. So the pink one, as you can tell, I wasn't expecting that. That was a surprise result to me. 2 pouring cups. So the pink one only took 2 cups of water to fill. Okay, so that means that if we did predict, didn't we? We predicted, which means that before we tested it, we thought that this glass one here would be the best cup to use because I'm really thirsty and I want the most water I can drink. That was the one we thought, wasn't it? And that was indeed, when we tested it, the one that could hold the most cups of water. It was 3.5. And we predicted, which means before we tested, we thought that the pink one, because it looks the smallest, doesn't it? We thought the pink one would be the one that we would use if we didn't want a big drink. We wanted the least amount, which means the smallest amount to drink. We thought we'd have to use the pink one. But it turns out that the pink one and the green one are exactly the same size. So even though the green one looks bigger, it's the same as the pink one. Just like our containers before, our square one and our round one, they look completely different, but the capacity, the amount of water they can hold is the same. And in this case, it's because this green one is made of thick glass. So the actual container itself is thicker, and this one is thinner, so there's less room, or there's the same amount of room in this one as there is in this one. Okay, so thanks. Thanks for helping me. Now I can have a nice big glass of water. There we go. Get rid of my thirst, because I was really thirsty. Now I know I need to use that big one. So well done and thanks, reception. And maybe you can have a go. Find 3 different cups and you can test them. See which one holds the most water and which one holds the least water. Have some fun. Off you go.